Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Need for Speed World UK podcast. I'm Supercar575, your host. Right, now, it's definitely been an eventful, more than eventful 2 weeks in Need for Speed World of late, hasn't it? Right, let's have a look at what has been going on in the news of recent. And the most important news is a new community manager has been appointed. His name is Vital Bullet, and if you haven't heard of him before, he's also the community manager of 2 other free-to-play titles, including Battlefield Heroes. He works at a studio called Easy Games, or I think it's either Easy Games or Easy Studios, can't remember which one. And as far as we can tell, that might be the next developer of Need for Speed World. Do you think so? Who do you think it could be, in fact? If it's not them, could it be DICE even? I don't know. If you think you might know or want to have a hazard guess, feel free to let me know. Feel free to comment down below as always. In other news, the official Facebook page has reached 750,000 likes at long last. And to celebrate this momentous occasion, they've given away a free car, a brand new Toyota Supra, for free for the entire community. I'll put the code in the description below, and you have until the end of the day to redeem it. So make sure you get in there quick if you haven't done so already. In other news, we've also had a new car release, believe it or not. A new treasure hunter's grace Need for Speed World. It is the Cadillac CTS-V. This car is the best in luxury performance cars, refined in Germany's famed Nürburgring. It will meet and exceed the expectations of even the most avid driving enthusiast. Under the bonnet is the same V8 engine from the Corvette ZR1, and it boasts a power output of 400 brake horsepower. In fact, this is actually the newer one, and that produces around 550 horsepower. So definitely a lot more. When you buy this car brand new, the actual body comes in a custom black paint, charcoal and green treasure hunt livery. The livery is further completed with custom green painted wheels and a treasure license plate. And don't forget that this is a treasure hunter, so that means you become exclusive with the treasure hunter skill mod, so you can see every location of the gem in your daily treasure hunts. This car is truly the ultimate in sophistication. The hunt is indeed afoot, so pick up the Cadillac CTS-V Treasure Hunter Edition from the car dealer today. It is yours for 4,500 boosts, so make sure you pick one up. Indeedy. Right. Unfortunately, that's all the news we actually have right now, so I would actually now like to move on to a discussion. I was going to do one 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately I couldn't think of one at the time. But now I definitely have a discussion for you. Cheaters. We all hate them, as much as the next person. And we know what they're capable of. They completely fuck the game up. Don't get me wrong. No question about that. They make your racing life a misery. They make my racing life a misery. They make everybody's racing life a misery, even the devs. Ugh. Please forgive me if I fumble as always, and the fact that I swear a lot during this. This might turn into a mini rant, I don't know, but what else can you expect? I remember back in the early days of the beta where I was probably reporting roughly 1 to 3 cheaters every year. Well, not every year, but 1 to 3 cheaters in a blue moon, perhaps. I don't know. During 2012, I remember reporting at least 5 to 6 every day. Nowadays, however, it's more like 4 to 5 every single fucking race you do. All I see so far, I've rarely seen a speed hacker. I've rarely seen a tank mod user. I've only seen auto finishers. They are the most fucking annoying type of hacker you can ever think of. And there was also, I was going to say, there's been a recent patch. May 14th, 2013, the game was patched. And for a brief moment, us honest racers were free. We were able to drive around and race in any race we liked without the sight of any hacker about. It felt fantastic. I mean, obviously I couldn't race at the time because I was at work. Understandable. But still, we were free. We were free for that glorious moment. And then, just like that, within a day, the hackers have come back with a vengeance. And this is a warning to you all who play Need for Speed World. There's even a forum post about it by Zombie Shark. And here is what he has said. It seems the NFS World hackers are attacking us in full force because the devs tried to shut their hack down, which is fantastic. But now the hackers have changed the auto-finish hack, so not only will they auto-finish, but you will as well. That means you'll have a time of anywhere from no minutes, no seconds, and no milliseconds, or even just 1 millisecond on your record on your stats page. If you go onto NFS stats, you'll be able to see. And they will show up. That means any player, even devs, will look like a hacker. What advice can I give at the moment? Avoid every multiplayer races. Do not join any multiplayer races. After seeing that news, I couldn't take the risk. I'm not taking any more risks in this game anymore. I'm not going to be doing any more races, whether it's even private or the occasional private race, or even a single player. I won't even do single player now. The game has now gone downhill. Not downhill drastically. It collided with the wall right at the very bottom and has continued to go through that wall ever since. And not only that, this has now been made a super sticky on the official forums. In fact, I'll provide a link to this so you can see it. At the moment, as of now, there's been an update. This has been escalated to the development team. I really do hope they sort this out. I seriously wish them all the best of luck, because this is serious. There is now a war. The hackers, dare I say that, are winning. This is a dark day in Need for Speed World, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know I've been ranting on about hackers for quite a while now, but now I'd like to kind of flip the side over to the other side of what some hackers do. The type of hackers I've been talking about, the ones who use auto-finish, speed hack, tank mode, and so on and so forth, they're the kind of stupid, dim-witted hackers who just are desperate for the Bugatti Veyron. That's why the hackers have grown recently. Once the achievements were introduced, that's it. All the hackers came in full force and just want to get this Veyron. And now, it seems that a lot of them have. So as far as I can tell, the Bugatti Veyron is officially a hacker or developer car. Any of us honest racers will spend ages trying to get them. Yet a hacker can probably get it in about 5 minutes. Or in fact, give them a week and they'll have it. But now, as I said, I'd like to kind of flip the coin over, if you will, and look at the other side of hacking. I'd like to completely point out right now, I am not a hacker. I've not hacked this game in my entire life, and I do not intend to. Which is a fucking good thing, I'll tell you that much. But there are a few select hackers who don't really want to do that kind of noob hack, the auto-finishing. You get the idea. They would rather change the structure of the game. They would actually have a look at the architecture and think, what can I do with this? maybe there could be a reason behind it. Maybe these type of hackers could be could be studying at a very high class college, learning maybe learning software development, and they hack the game to think, how does it work? What's the structure of this game? But it's been so easy to hack. Then, well, there you go. There's actually one hacker that I actually know, and he's on one of our groups on Facebook, and he only hacks for his personal use, not to annoy any other racers. And there was one video that I saw of his, and I won't say his name for legal reasons, but I will say he produced a video with one particular car. I will say it's an Aston Martin DBS, and all he hacked was the camera. Instead of the camera being fixed on the car, he's managed to manipulate it towards and around the environment. And what I've seen, he actually produced a really good result. I'm not saying this to blow smoke up his bottom, but I'm just saying he has produced such an incredible result. It looks like an official promotional video for the game. That's what I'm saying. In fact, I do know. If you're listening to this, you know who you are already. If you are the one who hacks for professional use, I'd say get your name out there to developers as nearby as you can possibly get. They might be able to offer you a job. You never know. I mean, I'm not saying a job at the new development studio for Need for Speed World, but any development studio to show, oh yeah, this is what I've been able to achieve. Maybe you could potentially get yourself a really decent career in computer programming by doing this. That's the other side of it. Maybe these type of hackers want to try and get a good degree in their studies and get a decent job. But the types of hackers that are constantly grinding us down, the ones who constantly use auto finish, speed hack, you get the fucking picture, right? They are the ones who really, really boil my blood. I just want them gone completely from the game. Okay, like, in fact, everybody would think that as well. So if you would like to discuss anything about the cheating, just put a comment in down below. I'd love to hear your comments on this. Alrighty, okie dokie. I think sorry, I'm sorry about that. I just like to get that out of my system. I mean, I know I sweared a bit, but you know, it does happen, which is a case of thing. Now, 2 weeks ago, I also put out a little invite to ask for advice. Not ask for advice, but if you need advice in the game, I'll be able to offer your service, or offer my services to you. But unfortunately, nobody's responded. So I'd like to actually give a little tip to all those who are starting out in Need for Speed World right now. Just think about it. You've made your first Origin account. You're about to log on to the game. You create your driver name. You want to get yourself started to a really good career. The question is, what car do you buy first? Right now, I'm on the NFS World Wiki. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at the best Class E cars, the starter cars. And I will say there is quite a few out here right now. You have a choice between these 7 cars to get yourself started. The Volkswagen Golf R32, the Nissan 240 SX, the Mazda Speed 3, the Nissan 240 SX, the Volkswagen Scirocco, the Mitsubishi Eclipse GT, and the Dodge Challenger. It's very difficult to decide what car you'd like to kickstart your career with. So what I've managed to do, I managed to drive a selection of them. I don't think I have the Challenger. I have got the Scirocco, but it's in a Class B. But I have got a lot of the others in here. And I'd actually like to tell you straight away that if you're thinking of actually competing, I mean truly competing, do not go for the Challenger or the Golf. Sorry about that, that's something on the internet. Do not go for the Challenger or the Golf. They will not be competitive enough for you. They wobble about like the suspension's made of cardboard or something. It's not great. Other cars you could potentially go for, and I mean potentially, they will help your career. They'll help your career for the better. I'd say go for a Japanese car, like for instance the 200SX. That will be a very competitive choice. The Mazda Speed 3. In fact, I started with the Mazda Speed 3, and I do not regret it. That's probably one of the best cars I've driven in the game to start your career off. Also, don't forget that there is the 240SX. I think it's a little bit slower than the 200SX. Yeah, it's a little bit slower than the 200SX, but I think it accelerates better and it handles better because it's slightly lighter. But I think the true king is the Volkswagen Scirocco. I've seen a lot of drivers with this car, and I can kind of see the appeal of it. So, my advice is this. If you're thinking of going through a Need for Speed World career where you just want to customise your cars for looks and getting an appeal from other people, I'd say go for any of them, but to really cruise around in, I'd probably say go for the Challenger or even the Golf R32. But if you're thinking of competing, go for either of these 5. These will be ideal. The Mitsubishi Eclipse GT, the Volkswagen Scirocco, the Nissan 240SX, the Nissan 200SX, or the Mazda Speed 3. If I were to recommend one myself, go for the Mazda. You will not regret it. I mean, yes, it's front-wheel drive, but you don't get that understeer that you get from usual front-wheel drive cars. And it's just a great all-round car to get yourself started. So that's the advice I can give to you on that one. And I do believe that is everything for this one here. If you have any further comments, you can get in touch with me in several ways. You can contact me on Facebook. The links are down below in the description. You can get in touch with me via Twitter at Supercar575. You can comment directly here on YouTube. And I'll be posting this on the official forums as well, so you can comment there as well. I hope you have enjoyed this week's podcast. Well, not this week, but this second podcast of mine. So until then, this has been Supercar575, and you've been listening to the Need for Speed World UK podcast. Thanks for listening. See you soon.